Good evening and welcome to the thorough newspaper analysis for the 6th of January 2023. So today we have one editorial article which has been taken from The Hindu and is titled Freedom in Authority. For the second and the third segment for today's rendition of thorough newspaper analysis, we will have the news update and the legal news. So for the editorial article, which is titled Freedom in Authority, it talks about a recent verdict in which the Supreme Court has shown sound restraint while examining the issue of misuse of free speech, especially by political functionaries holding public office. It is to the credit of the constitutional bench that it did not make any adventurous attempt to expand the scope of the restrictions already spelled out in the Constitution. That is, it held that the scope and the exceptions that was laid down in the Indian Constitution regarding free speech were exhaustive. So, based on some rash and intemperate remarks by two ministers, one while serving in the Uttar Pradesh cabinet and another in Kerala, there was some expectation that the court should carve out an additional restriction on public servants, either by making the state vicariously liable for their remarks or by evolving a code of conduct. The four judges who signed off on the main opinion, as well as the fifth judge, who wrote a separate one, correctly concluded that the specified grounds for reasonable restrictions in Article 19, Clause 2 are exhaustive and nothing further can be added by a judicial fiat. The majority also declined to expand the notion of collective responsibility to fix liability on the state for such remarks. Most institutions now unanimously agree that political leaders need a reminder that they should show utmost restraint in public fora, as their public utterances get circulated and influences their followers. The main opinion that was held by the bench concludes that a mere statement by a minister that goes against an individual's fundamental rights may not be actionable, but becomes actionable if it results in actual harm or loss. For the news updates today, we have India takes charge of APPU in Bangkok, Thailand. Following the successful elections held during the 13th APPU Congress held in Bangkok during August-September 2022, Dr. Vinaya Prakash Singh, erstwhile member personnel, Postal Service Board will take over the charge of Secretary General of the Union for a tenure of 4 years. Now, the Asian Pacific Postal Union, or the APPU, is an intergovernmental organization of 32 member countries of the Asian Pacific region. APPU is the only restricted union of the Universal Postal Union in the region, which is a specialized agency of the United Nations. The goal of APPU is to extend, facilitate, and improve postal relations between member countries and to promote cooperation in the field of postal services. Secondly, we have China becomes the first country in Asia to launch hydrogen-powered train. China became the first country in Asia and the second in the world to launch hydrogen-powered urban trains. Germany was the first country to introduce hydrogen-powered trains back in September 2022. On this note, India is also moving fast to make its first ever indigenous hydrogen trains. As per various statements given by the Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw, India will most likely get its first hydrogen train by 2023. Thirdly, we have ONGC tops profit-making public sector enterprises in 2021-2022. The net profit of operating public sector enterprises jumped 50.87% to rupees 2.49 lakh crores during 2021-2022 FY, with ONGC, Indian Oil Corp, Power Grid, NTPC, and SAIL emerging as the top 5 performers respectively, according to a government survey. The Public Enterprises Survey 2021-2022 also revealed that the net loss of loss-making CPSEs narrowed to rupees 0.15 lakh crore in FY 2021-2022 from 0.23 lakh crores in FY 2020-2021, showing a decrease of 37.82%. The survey attributed the revenue rise in the financial year 2021-2022 to better performance by the petroleum, refinery and marketing, crude oil, transport and logistics segments. Fifthly, we have PM Modi to launch world's longest river cruise, Ganga Vilas. Thirdly, we have ONGC tops profit-making PSE in 2021-2022. The net profit of operating public sector enterprises jumped 50.87% to rupees 2.49 lakh crore during 2021-22, with ONGC, Indian Oil Corp, Power Grid, NTPC, and SAIL emerging as the top 5 performers respectively, according to a government survey. Public Enterprises Survey 2021-2022 also revealed that the net loss of loss-making CPSEs, that is centrally owned public sector enterprises, narrowed to rupees 0.15 lakh crore in the FY 2021-2022 from rupees 0.23 lakh crore in the previous financial year, showing a decrease of 37.82%. The survey attributed the revenue rise to better performance by the petroleum, crude oil, transport, and logistics segments. Fourthly, we have a new stadium in honor of Pele. The Prime Minister of the island nation, Ulises Correia e Silva, said that they would honor the legendary footballer by renaming their national stadium Estadio de Varzea to Pele Stadium, before noting Brazil and Cape Verde had a history and a culture that go hand in hand and by language and very similar identities. For instance, Cape Verde, like Brazil, speaks Portuguese. Fifthly, we have PM Modi to launch world's longest river cruise, Ganga Vilas. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will flag off world's longest river cruise, Ganga Vilas, which will set sail from Varanasi in UP and go till Dibrugarh in Assam via Bangladesh. This will be the longest voyage in the world by cruise, and this journey will take place for a total of 50 days. On the way, this cruise will stop at more than 50 places, including World Heritage Sites. Sixthly, we have CCEA approves BIND scheme for modernizing Doordarshan AIR. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs approved the scheme worth rupees 2,539.61 crores for Doordarshan and All India Radio and a boost to public sector broadcasting in the country. The investment announced under Central Sector Broadcasting Infrastructure and Network Development BIND scheme will be up to 2025-2026 and will aim to modernize the two entities run by Prasar Bharati. It is also the largest investment outlay by a government for the two public broadcasters under the BIND scheme. Seventhly, we have General Atomics partners with Bharat Forge. Now, the US-based drone manufacturer General Atomics has signed an agreement with the leading Indian forging company Bharat Forge to manufacture main landing gear components, sub-assemblies, and assemblies of remotely piloted aircrafts. The move is expected to help India in manufacturing ecosystem for high-end drones in the country. As per a company statement, Bharat Forge is the largest repository of metallurgical know-how, design and engineering expertise, and manufacturing prowess in India. The forging company has over 5 decades of experience in manufacturing a wide range of high-performance critical safety components. With this, we move on to the legal updates for today. Firstly, we have parole period can't be included in period of actual imprisonment. So the Supreme Court in the case of Rohan, Dhungat versus the State of Goa and others held that the parole period has to be excluded from the period of sentence under the Goa Prison Rules 2006 while considering 14 years of imprisonment for premature release. A bench of Justices M.R. Shah and C.T. Ravikumar held that if parole period is included as a part of sentence period, then any prisoner who is influential enough may get parole several times. This is against the purpose of the actual imprisonment. Secondly, we have Prima Facie infringement made out. Bombay High Court temporarily restrains Pune's Regal Footwear from using the trademark Regal. The Bombay High Court, in the case of commercial IPR suit number 630 of 2017, temporarily restrained Pune's Regal Footwear from using the mark Regal in a trademark infringement suit filed by the owners of Mumbai's Regal shoes. So this was all for the study material. This was all for today's rendition of thorough newspaper analysis. For free study materials and TNA PDF slides, you can join our Telegram channel, link of which you can find in the description of this YouTube video, or you can scan the barcode that is given on your screen. You can also visit www.lawsikho.com for any further information. Thank you.